What is up, folks? This is Ericast, and welcome back to Infinity Minecraft. Alright, so, as you can tell, it looks a little bit different on the screen, the UI does. And the reason for that is I am using a different resolution on my monitor than I was recording at previously. So, it's put me in a bit of a pickle as far as that goes, because for some reason, the UI for this doesn't work out very well with Infinity, but it works out just fine for normal Minecraft, which is really strange, and honestly, I don't really understand why it would do that, but that's just the way it's working at the moment. So I have it set to auto at the moment, which is something that I never do because I think it's way too big. But if we do, yeah, that's tiny in it. If we do large, this is actually okay for me, but I'm not sure how it's going to turn out after we convert it over to the YouTube settings, because I think this is going to be way too small, and it's going to be really hard for you guys to see what's down there in my hotbar. So I'm going to use auto for this episode, and if it turns out in editing that this is actually okay, then I'll switch over to using this. I don't like using auto just because, like I said, I think it's absolutely terribly huge, but I think it'll be a little bit easier to watch. So also I wanted to show you guys how much energy I have. I haven't really been able to play that much lately, but we've gotten up to about 36 and a bit billion, and a third or so. So we've got quite a bit of energy stored up. And I can always get more Yellorium if I need it. But I think we're doing okay-ish on the amounts that we have. Let's take a look and see. This is a big reason why I don't like using it at this size, because I've only got 3 rows right here. And this is way bigger than I usually like to have. So let's check this out. Yeah, I've got 17,000 plus a few blocks. I guess I can go ahead and just convert these. Why not? Would have been easier if I had just put them in my inventory, but yeah, that's fine. So yeah, about 18,000 ingots. That's plenty. Plus, how many plutonium do I have? Short of 3,000. So, and these will filter out to, you know, once I use up the Yellorium, we'll use those. But I can always just turn my quarry back on, and it won't be a problem anymore. Because it's actually kind of funny thinking that I can run the quarry, and this thing will still increase in energy. Like, I've got my quarry running. Oh, and this is including everything over here, all my ore processing. So I can have all of these ore processing machines going on. I've got 4 pulverizers, 4 redstone furnaces, and it's 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 10 block smashers, all going at once, plus my AE system, plus several spawners over there that I've got cranking away. And it's still enough to keep a positive energy in my storage. So that makes me happy. That makes me very happy. We are nowhere near the limit of what that thing can hold. And if we ever reach that point, let's build another one. Yeah, I don't know. I like storing up stuff like that. I think it's fun. I'm also planning at some point to make a bunch of tanks and store all of the different fluids that we can get in those. Don't necessarily need to, but I think it's fun to do stuff like that. Why? It just tickles my fancy, I guess. Alright, so what are we going to do this episode? This episode, I want to show you guys something really quickly that I'm trying to remember if I did this in a previous episode or not, because it was pointed out to me, and I was like, oh my gosh, I can't believe I missed that. I might have pointed it out in a couple episodes ago, but just in case, yeah, you can get these back. I didn't know that you could do that, but just like in the other systems with AE, you can do that. So just in case I didn't mention that before, you can't, oops, that's not what I wanted to do. You can actually just pick these up and get the storage back from it. So that is really nice, and I do plan to upgrade these to 64Ks because there's no reason to have them at 16 if I can easily, and I mean easily, afford to upgrade them. So really, with Applied Energistics, once you're at this level, the only thing that it really takes is time to be able to do it, because you've got to make each of the processors through these guys. And if you set the amount that you have in storage to high enough, then that's not really an issue either. So all you have to do is just make a bunch and then, go from there and give it some time to rebuild your stock, but it's not really that big of a deal. Alright, so what we're going to do is, to make things a little bit easier, instead of making a big long cable like the one that you can't see here, oh there you go, this one that goes all the way over there, we are going to make a certain device that will allow us to transport over long distances without having to lay wire. So, and I'm only going to build one to start off with because these things take a ton of power, but I have a ton of power, so it'll be alright. But really, I want to connect that area down there to up here, because getting wire down there is going to be a little bit of a pain, just because to get any number of a reasonable number of devices hooked up down there, I would have to run the dense cables all the way down there, and that's going to be a lot of cables. And while I could do that, this seems a lot smarter to me. So we're going to make a matter condenser. Now this is not hard at all to make. You just take some iron, some glass, and one Fluix dust. So it's not hard to make. There we go. And really, I guess you could make more than one, but there's no reason to. I mean, unless you're me, I guess. There's no reason to. Or somebody that does stuff like I do it. It's just, completely overboard. Trying to think where to put this. It doesn't really need to be connected to anything, so I kind of want it out of the way. Oh, you know what? This is the perfect place to put it. I'll stick it down here. Yeah, I'll just stick it there. That's fine. Alright, so this can do a couple different things. It can destroy items, or it can condense items into matter balls, which are used with the, where's the gun? And here we've got the matter cannon. And this is kind of cool. It's not really my thing, but it's kind of like the laser I've shown you before, the laser in explosive mode. It'll blow up a bunch of blocks where it lands. What does that take to make? It's not that bad. Maybe I'll show it to you at the end of the episode. We'll see if we have time. But the primary use, in my opinion, is to condense items into singularities. And this is what we're going to use to be able to transfer the AE system over long distance. And to do that, we are going to need... this is where I started putting these ME drives down. I've just got this one fluid storage in here, but once we start filling up the things up there, then I'm gonna, make a big bank of drives down here. Alright, so let's go ahead and do export. Let's go ahead and create, just one of these. That's all I need. I couldn't make it to where I could just, have basically infinite of these, but that'd be kind of crazy. Is that one by one? Yeah. Okay, so let's just do that. And I want to put... I could do smooth stone. Yeah, I'll just go ahead and do smooth stone. Even though smooth stone is usually more valuable in building, I've got smooth stone coming in from the quarry, so it's not, one of those things that I've really got to worry about. So that should pipe into there, but we need a 64K, and it doesn't like doing numbers for some reason. 64K, so next, that should only take Yeah. I was going to say a second, but it didn't even take that. Actually, I don't need to go anywhere. All right, let's go ahead and put this in here. And this will store up. There we go. You can see it's already starting to store up a good number of them. Not that fast, but we can, of course, speed it up. And actually, I think I probably will. Do I have any? Yeah. Good, good, good. Let's say, do I have what I need to... next, start. I don't really need my shovel on my bar. Okay. Now, I don't know if this is going to put it to the point where it's going to start building up in here. Nope, doesn't look like it. Perfect. All right, so as you can tell, this, even if it's pumped up to a high speed, it's going to take a while before this is full. But just know if you're doing this yourself, you have to have a 64K storage component before this will work. It won't work with any of the other ones. So I'm going to let this build up. And yeah, it's going to take a little while. But I will see you guys when it's done. Alrighty folks, so decided we can go ahead and while that's processing, we can... Alright, why did you change? I'm not sure why this changed. Now I lost what I needed. Oh, here it is. No, that's not it. There it is. Okay. So we can go ahead and make the rest of what we need to do this. So we're going to need 8 quantum rings and 8 quantum link chambers. And I'll show you what these do in a little bit once we've got them done. But as you can see, they're actually not that cheap. They're not super expensive, but you do need a dense cable for this one and an energy cell. And for this one, you need 4 of these Fluix pearls, which means we need 32. Okay, so let's go ahead. And actually, I think it'd be easier just to make a stack of these. But there we go. All right. So I've got 32 of these, and let's drop those in the AE system there. And we need, where did you go? Oh, you're all the way down here now. Okay, so we've got that. We need some more quartz glass, which again, we're going to need 32. How many do I have? I have 2. Okay, so can I... that's not how you spell quartz. Yes, good. All right, so I need 30. Next, start. That is if I don't need them for the other one, which I very well might. No, I don't. Okay. Actually, yeah, I do. All right, so we need 8 of these. All right, yeah. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay. And that means we're going to need some more quartz glass, but I should have enough dense cable in there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay, perfect. And I'll need some more quartz. So I need another 8 quartz. I could just make a bunch of these, which I should have done, but that's fine, whatever. And up here now. And actually, I can just shift click. Nice. And I got an achievement, quantum tunneling. Cool. All right, so these things, boy. All right, so I also need some cables. Smart cables, fine. I guess I can go and take this just in case. Now, where do I want this thing set up is the question. And the answer is I don't really know. Like, if I was... I guess I could put it in this wall. It's going to be the wrong dimensions, though, right? No, it's not. Okay. So let's just do this for now. Let's get you out of there and you out of there. Alright, so the question is, which sides do these need to be placed in? I think these go in the center. I might need to replace these. I should have done this in my test world, but I can't remember. I'll be right back. Alright guys, I'm a derp. It's been a long time since I've done this, but we need to go like this. There we go. And wow, that's beefy in this texture pack. Alright, so this is where yeah, I know. I'll probably make that many, but actually this is only 4 different links, so just keep that in mind. But yeah, so this is where this guy's going to go, but it's only about half done, so it's going to take a little bit longer. But I do need to hook this thing up, so I guess I can go ahead and go like this. It's actually very nice that there's smooth stone in the back there. I wasn't expecting it to be nothing but smooth stone. Do I want to... I think you actually have to connect this to the middle, but I can't. I'm going to have to destroy a few more blocks. That's fine. But I do want you guys to be smooth stone. Thank you. Thank you. Alright, so you... gonna need to go like... Oh, does it just not... Oh, okay. It just doesn't connect to one of the corners. Okay, that's fine. So, it'll connect up like that. It'll make these pretty blue things. I'm not sure why that one's not doing it, but probably just some visual bug. But yeah, so I'm going to wait until this thing is done, and I'm also going to create some of these, because it's going to take 8 quantum rings instead of 4 of each. So that's how that works, but I will be right back when this thing is done. Alrighty folks, so that's just about done. In fact, I'm sure it's probably done by now, but I wanted to show you this little setup that I made off camera. Just to produce a little bit more energy if I needed it at some point, but it's I'm not really happy with it. So I'm using 3 of the highest tier ender generators here. This is from Extra Utilities, and it works exactly the same as the lava ones or the survival ones did that we've used in the past, except for it uses ender pearls. It uses ender pearls extremely quickly. So I've got 2... Okay. Yeah, the way I have it set up here actually uses it so quickly, I don't think they actually ever fill up. Let's do it this way. I think the chest will start to fill if I... Oops, that's not what I meant to do. If I do it this way. I think that will... Maybe? I remember I was able to get the chest to fill up, but I think I had to kind of overwhelm the system before it would actually start filling. So these impulse item ducts are really fast, and the only way I could even get it anywhere close is to use these resonant retrievers. Now, in the past, we've used the servos, which go over here, and they extract from the chest. But what these retrievers do is they tell whatever inventory system that they're hooked up to, hey, this is something I need to put in here. So I've got these guys telling the chest, yeah, there we go, it's starting to fill up. I've got these guys telling the chest, hey, chest, we need what's in your inventory, go ahead and give it to us. And so they are pumping all the ender pearls into there. And I've just got a normal export bus over here. So these things work pretty darn quickly, as you can see. It looks like 0.5 seconds is as high as it goes as far as burning an ender pearl. Now I've got 2 spawners working on Enderman. And as you can see, it eats them up really, really, really quickly. But it does do a decent amount of power. I mean, this is what do I should never try to do math on camera because I can never think correctly. All right, so 5, 6, 7, 7.6 ish, 6.4. So that's not bad. Maybe it is. If I wasn't using big reactors, it would be extremely good. This is actually one of the best ways to produce energies quickly. You can of course use another star generator, which we'll probably do at some point, but I need to do a lot of infrastructure kind of stuff before we set up one of those. But really, this is my best option at the moment because it produces a lot of power. So I'm happy with what I've got. I don't really need to have this running. But if we need power quickly, then this is a good way to get a nice little boost. This does what, like a fifth-ish? Yeah, of the other. Somewhere between a fourth and a fifth, I think. But let's go ahead and head back over here and get, hello Thunder, get our things that we're going to mess with. Oh, it's already started on a second one. I don't really want to have the other one done right now, but I don't really mind losing, or not losing it. This will stay in place. But yeah, I don't mind this sitting in here because I can make more if I need to. But, oh, did I not actually have those make? Nope, I didn't. But I did set them up to auto-craft, so I can go ahead and just do this. And it will make those for me probably fairly quickly. There's one. Okay, so maybe not that quickly. I know I didn't have any of the components in there to have these make, so it's probably just going to take a second. But we need to do something else first. Now, this is not the first thing that we've blown up. We're going to have to blow this one up too. Alright, so does my bow have flame on it? No, it doesn't. Okay, so do a lever. And that will be fine. Don't think I need anything else. But yeah, so we need to blow up this quantum singularity. Now, this is something I never enjoy doing because Minecraft really teaches you that blowing things up, unless you're trying to... Oh, I don't have anything out there loaded. Unless you're trying to mine a big area. Oh, you've got a hat I don't think I have. Yep, there we go. Chest hat. But anyway, so... yeah, creepers especially have taught us. Hello, creeper. I wonder if I could use a creeper to get this to work. I don't know. Interesting thought, though. But yeah, anyway, so we're just so used to thinking it's going to blow up. That's a bad thing. But usually, well, in this case, it's not. Okay, so I'll just put this down here. I'm really bad at redstone, funny enough. Usually I do this in water, but... there we go. What? It didn't work. Hmm? Well, let me take a look at this for a second, guys. Alrighty, folks. So if you do what I just did, obviously it didn't work. And the reason for that is you need ender pearl dust. Now, this will depend on which version of Infinity that you're using or whatever mod pack you're using, but ender pearl dust in the form of the applied energistics version does not exist in this pack. So you have to use a different version. Now, the easiest to get is this version. I've actually got a bunch of this stuff, but it will not work. So if it says portal gun under it for the mod, it's not going to work for you. Now, this one from Ender.io does work. But if you're trying to test this out beforehand, which I was trying to do, and it was driving me nuts, I could not find a way to create the singularity. So what I did was, eventually I was like, well, I'm just going to try it. So what I did was I came in here and just tried it, and it worked. It wouldn't work while I was in creative for some reason, but do what I just did and drop one of these ender pearl powders in there with it, and you'll get your quantum entangled singularity. Now, be careful with these, because if you get them mixed up, it can be a pain trying to figure out which one's attached to which. So they are a pair, and you can actually rename them. which should be something that I'm going to do. So I was thinking about not doing it, but when I go to messing with them later, it's going to save my butt, because I am going to end up moving these guys around, and it's going to be extremely helpful. So let's go ahead. Oops, actually I didn't mean to do that. Actually drained a bunch of my levels, but not like I lost them or anything. So let's go ahead and do this. I'll just call you A, and that should, yeah, be just fine. Now, it won't interfere with the way they actually work, but like I said, it'll help you keep track of, I wish that would load in. It will help you keep track of what singularities are attached to what. So all you do is you come in here and take one of these guys and plop it down right there. Now, obviously it's not going to do anything except for drain power at the moment, because I don't have it hooked up to anything. And I'm sorry if I'm a bit scatterbrained. It's almost 3 a.m. so I'm just trying to get this episode out for you guys. I know I've been doing a bunch of other stuff and not really doing Infinity, and I wanted to fix that. Infinity Minecraft episodes take a lot longer for me to do than anything else that I may be doing. And pretty soon we're going to have Dark Souls released in less than a week. So I'm really looking forward to doing that. But let's go ahead and just drop it down here. It's fine, just being set right here. Like so. And like so. Alright, so this is all set up. We'll drop our other one right there. Now, remember, we're still going to have the same problem if we hook up several controllers. At least I think this is right. So let me go ahead and unhook these. I don't want that to be a non-smart cable. So let's go ahead. Does that need to be separated? I don't think it does. I can just go like this. That should work. I think I might need to supply it power, but as you can see here, you've got little particle effects going. Maybe I do need an ME controller. I don't think that's going to work, though. Now, does this have power going into it? Yeah? Like I said, sorry if I'm being a bit scatterbrained, but this is just how recording at this hour works, but... do I really need to do that? Yeah, this isn't working. But why are you not working? I'll be right back, guys. Okay, folks, so apparently I just didn't give it enough time. So this does work, and there's no reason it shouldn't work, because it's supposed to work. But yeah, I guess I just didn't give it enough time. What I do want to do is set it up so where it uses these, because obviously I've got enough of these cables on here that it's a problem if I try to hook up anything else. So I'll just set it up like this for now. They'll all pipe in there and just be just a couple channels. But yeah, I think that's actually going to do it for today. Oh, because it's not on yet, right? Is this going to work? I think I'm going to have... Yeah, say that's not going to be connected. Now, if I put... You know what? Let's just move it. Well, the thing is, eventually I'm going to have to move it to the middle, right? Because that's going to be the most convenient location. The problem that I'm having now is I have too many things connected, too many channels connected to where it won't go through. Now, the way I can alleviate that is by connecting it through these, but the problem is, where do I put this thing that it's actually convenient? And the answer is, I guess I'm going to put it over here for now. I think that would be the best option. It's not really a satisfying option. It's not one I like too much. Actually, this is only going to be... That's 2. And I need these guys back too. Thing is, I need these to be connected to the same system. But they should be. Okay, so I will put it, I guess, just right here for now. This should be fine. I'll put this guy in the middle, and then I'll toss this one in here. Now, if I put this out like this, it's not going to be lined up perfectly, but if I do it like that, it should work just fine. If we give it a second to connect, that should work fine. So I've got what? 1, 2 on this, 2, 3, 4 on the side. Yeah. Alright. Turn on. I know you work. Oh. Maybe not? Okay, folks. So all I did was plop this energy acceptor down. For some reason it was actually getting power earlier, and I'm not quite sure why. Because it doesn't seem to connect directly to it. So I don't know why exactly it was working over there as opposed to, you know, not working over here without the energy acceptor. But that was the problem, was that it was getting, you have to supply it energy on both sides. So to do that, I just plopped this down because I'm not using anything that's actually directly connected to it. This isn't directly connected to the power. Up there, I have it connected to my ME controller. But like I said, down here, there's just not any such thing that's connected to it. So this is going in all 11 channels, and it'll come out the other side as being 11 channels. We can see that going up here. And here we go. See, it's coming out of here as exactly how many channels was going in the other side. So that is going to help us out quite a bit, because I would like to do more things down there. But, you know, in the past, I've had a very, very, very limited AE system down there. And I didn't really want to make 2 entirely separate networks that had, you know, large control stations and all that kind of stuff. At least not at this point. Later, that is something that I'm considering doing. And we'll figure out why later on. But, yeah, for now, I would like to have these guys connected. I'm also considering putting one over there. But these guys do take up a whole lot of power. So I do want to keep it in hand because I like to have a lot more going in than going out. As you can see, well, you might be able to compare the flow rate from this to the beginning of the episode, but it's actually significantly more. You may not be able to tell, but yeah. And this actually just isn't updating. It's not that my input and output are even, it's just, it isn't updating at the moment. I mean, you can look at the particle effects to tell that, but for some reason, every once in a while, this will actually freeze and update, and there's actually power going into it, but it's just not showing it. Alright, so that's going to be it for today. I hope you guys enjoyed the episode. Sorry for it being a little bit derpy, but like I said, that's what happens when you record at 3 a.m. Anyway, so until next time, I hope you all have a wonderful day.